Okay, everybody, so now that we got the outcomes for this unit out of the way, let's, take a step back and, I'm going to say a few words here, the key vocabulary, and just try to say it after me, get that pronunciation better. It'll help you tremendously in the coming weeks. Okay? So, let's start. I'm going to give you a couple seconds between each word where you can say it yourself. So, let's go. Address. Answer. Ask. Begin. Boy. Capital. Card. Cell phone. City. Computer. Consonant. Country. Do. Email. End. Full name. Girl. Intonation. Listen. Man. Map. Nationality. Number. Plural. Point. Pronunciation. Question. Read. Write. Singular. Sit. Stand. Stress. Student. Table. Test. Vowel. Woman. Right. And finally, wrong. Okay, I hope you were able to pronounce it the same way I did, and you can always work on it more if you want. Alright, so now let's go to the first segment of this unit, which is listening. Right, so I'm going to be reading you guys the transcript here on the back of the book, and you guys can just, try to answer me, or obviously pause the video, to find the answer, but I'll also be saying the answer after I'm done, okay? So let's go here to listen and point, letter A, and number 1, it says listen to some words, point to them, or point to the item, excuse me. Okay, so I'm gonna say, a few words here. They're items that are usually found in your classroom, so it shouldn't be too hard. Just try and find them in these 4 pictures right here, okay? But you can, try before you do that, just repeat after me, and then I'll read them again, and you can try finding them in these pictures. Okay, so board, book, chair, classroom, clock, computer, desk, door, map, pen, pencil, student, and teacher. Okay? Now I'm going to say them again a little bit faster, and just try but you can always pause after each one if you want, and just try and find it in these pictures. Okay? So, first one is board. Okay? Classroom. These are all, mostly classrooms. Chair. Desk. Door. Map. Pencil. Pen. Student. Teacher. Clock. Board. Okay, I'm pretty sure I said that. Okay, so just try to highlight as much as you can, and let's move on. Okay, so moving on to letter B, the exercise B, listen and do. Okay, so for example, open your book. Okay, so I'm gonna say it and listen and try and do it. Try to do the action that I'll tell you. Okay, or just answer me, or pause the video and answer me and then continue. Here goes. Open your book. Which is your desk? Can you give me a chair? There's someone at the door. Is this your classroom? What's the name of your teacher? Are you a student? Could you lend me a pen? I've only got a pencil. Okay, Can you look at the board? Look at the map. Start your computer. Okay? I hope you were able to do, most of these actions. And okay, let's move forward. So now moving on to exercise B, listen and do. Okay, so for example, open your book. I'm gonna listen. No, sorry, my bad. I'm gonna, read out a sentence and try to do the action that is being said. Okay, so he's giving us an example. Open your book. Okay, I'm gonna give you more now. Here goes. Look at page 20. Read the first sentence. Close your book. Look at the board. Open your notebook. Write your name. Write your phone number. Stand up. Sit down. And one more thing, guys. This book is basically preparing you for life in college, and these are words that you'll mostly hear in a classroom when a teacher or a friend wants to ask you or ask for your help, for example. So these are going to be beneficial in your classroom in college. Okay, so moving on now to exercise C, listen and answer. Giving us an example here. What's your name? Okay, I'm going to give you more, like always. Here goes. What's your name? Are you English? Are you at school? Are you a student? What class are you in? Is your teacher American? What's the name of your book? What's the number of this classroom? Okay? So, I hope you answered them. And now, on exercise D, we have, 4 things that all of us do, and you're gonna do a lot, which is basically listen, speak, read, and write. They're all, different from each other, but a lot of people use these 4 ways to gain information, and some people prefer others. Some people prefer to listen to information. Some people believe that if you teach something to someone else, it'll help you memorize it better and understand it even better. Some people enjoy reading a lot. I know people that, can't listen to anything. They have to read to understand the material completely. And some people just think that, if you don't write things, you're not going to memorize them properly, thus, forgetting them later. So a lot of people prefer writing. People enjoy reading. Reading is also very enjoyable and beneficial. Speaking, having speaking skills is, amazing. It's a confidence booster as well. Okay, so now that was obviously easy enough. Let's move on to exercise exercise F, sorry, I keep making that mistake. Listen and number the next word, okay? So obviously, the last word in every sentence that I say is gonna be like the exercise above, the exact same, but instead of me saying one word, I'll say a whole sentence. Okay, so open your book. That was number 1. Look at page 10. Read the first sentence. Look at the board. Write your name. Okay? So, let's go back and review that. So, look at page 10. So, 10 will be number 2. Read the first pause sentence. So, sentence will be number 3. Look at the board. Board will be number 4. Write your name. Name will be number 5. Okay? So now moving on to exercise G. Listen and number the questions. Okay? So now I'll be asking you a few questions. Try to answer them before we start this exercise. You can always pause. Okay? And then, so I'll say them twice. Okay? So I'll say them once quickly so you can answer them. And then I'll do it again so you can, add the number to each question. Okay? So, this one's first is for you to answer them, so it's not the correct order. Don't number anything yet. So, what's your name? Are you at school? Are you a student? What class are you in? Are you English? What's the name of your book? Okay? I hope you were able to answer these questions. Now, moving on with a different order. This is the order that I want you to use numbers with these questions. Okay. What's your name? Are you English? Are you at school? Are you a student? what class are you in? What's the name of your book? Okay? Now let's go back and review that. So obviously number 1 is what's your name? Number 2 is are you English? Number 3 is are you at school? Here it is. Number 4 is are you a student? And finally number 5 is what class are you in? Okay? And oh, we have one more. Number 6. What's the name of your book? Number 6 is what is the name of your book? Okay? Okay everybody, so now moving on to exercise exercise E. It says listen and number, okay? So now I'm gonna say these words, but basically, you know, the number of the word that you'll hear me say is the number you'll put down. So for example, if I say answer as the first word, it's obviously the first one, so 1. If I say, you know, begin after that, that'll be 2, and you get the idea, okay? So obviously first one is answer, ask, begin, end, question, student, test, map. Okay? So obviously let's do that again, and I'll help you now. I'll say the answers. So ask will be number 2. Begin will be number 3. 4 will be end. Question will be 5. Student will be number 6. Test number 7, and finally map number 8. Okay, that was simple enough, right? We're gonna jump straight ahead. So on exercise A here, look, name the people and things. So I'll just be naming the people and things here, and you guys just say after me and try to improve your pronunciation. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, book, desk, chair, door, classroom, teacher, student, pencil, pen, and board. Okay? So you can always go back and practice your pronunciation again if you want. But moving forward now, B, look, name the actions. So now we're going to be naming the actions, okay? Here we were just naming the things and people, but here we're going to be naming the actions, what the people are doing in the picture, okay? So this lovely fella right here, he is listening, okay? So listening, speaking, reading, writing, opening, closing, drawing, and I'm not too sure what this guy's doing. Smiling slash staring? I think he might be thinking, okay? We'll take it as thinking. Okay. Standing up, and finally sitting down. Okay? So now read and ask. So name English at school, student, and class. Based on these few words right here, try to ask a couple questions to, you know, someone that's sitting beside you, or a friend, you know, if you can talk to them right now. So name, you could ask somebody, what is your name, right? English, are you English? As in, are you from the UK? Are you English? Are you at school? Okay. Are you a student? Are you in class? Okay. So these are all questions that you can, you know, ask people that, you know, ask people to understand what they're doing right now. Okay? So now moving on to the pronunciation check 1, I want to talk about this a little bit. The stress and intonation. Okay? So, are you a student? Yes, I am. Are you English? No, I'm not. Practice the questions and answers. What he's basically talking about here is the intonation, the rise and fall of one's voice when speaking. So what does intonation and word stress mean? The rise and fall of one's voice when speaking is basically, you know, when some people get angry, their voice tends to go way higher, right? So, you this, you that, why, you know, people's voices go up, but sometimes when people are sad, their voices go down. So like, I don't want to talk. I'm kind of tired. I want to go to sleep. I'm sad. This happened today. Okay? You get the idea, alright? Now, word stress. Words pronounced clearly and more slowly. Okay? So, when you stress certain words, it's usually because you're trying to get out, you know, based on your intonation and word stress, people can assume that you're either being sarcastic, serious, angry, tired, or sad. Okay? So, let's just take a simple example here. So, are you a student? A student? You see how I said that, how the intonation changed and word stress was on student? So, are you a student? You see how I said that? Yes, I am. I am. So, I want to get out the idea that yes, I am a student. Okay? Okay, so, are you English? You see how I stressed the English right there? So, are you English? No, I am not. No, I am not. Okay? So, you get the idea. Based on your intonation and word stress, people can take you either seriously or they're gonna make fun of you. Okay? So, now before we go, I want to talk a bit about the nationalities and the countries for you guys a little bit. So let's just give me a second right here. I'm gonna go to nationalities. Okay, so we have nationalities right here, and these are some of the countries and their location on the map. So here obviously we have Brazil, Brazil, Poland, which is obviously in Europe. We have France as well, Russia, Great Britain, Spain, Turkey, Italy, Japan, and finally the USA, or the United States of America. Okay, so here we have the flags. This is the Brazilian flags. Obviously you guys, all of you guys probably know this flag. Polish, French, Russian, British, Spanish, Italian, Turkish, Japanese, and finally American. Okay, now here's an interesting part that I want to talk about. Just give me a second. Okay, so here we have some of the countries around the world, and we have, the words ending for, when you want to talk about the nationality of someone. Okay, so for example, the countries here, the USA, Germany, and Costa Rica. So if you want to talk about the nationality of someone from three of these countries, we usually put "an" in the end. Okay, so America, American, German, Costa Rican. Okay, and we have other countries that use IAN. So instead of AN, we use IANN. Okay, so we have Canada, Italy, India, Russia, Egypt, Syria, Palestine, and Jordan. Okay, so now when we want to talk about people with these nationalities right here, we go Canadian, Italian, Indian, Russian, Egyptian, Syrian, Palestinian, Jordanian. Okay, now moving on, we have other parts of the world: UK, obviously United Kingdom, Turkey, Spain, Poland, Denmark, Sweden, and Finland. And these countries, when we want to talk about people with these nationalities, we use ISH. Okay, so someone from the UK, he's British. Turkish, Turkey, someone from Turkey. Spain, Spanish. Poland, Polish. Denmark, Danish. Sweden, Swedish. Finland, Finnish. Okay? And not to confuse Finnish with the word finish as in to end something, okay? This has double N in it, okay? So, now moving on, Japan, China, Taiwan, Vietnam, Lebanon, and Portugal. And to talk about people with these nationalities, we use ESE. So, Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese, Vietnamese, Lebanese, and Portuguese. Okay? Now, oops, I did not mean to do that. Here we go, my bad. So, now moving on, we have Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Yemen. So, here we go. We just add I. So someone from Saudi Arabia will be Saudi. Someone from Qatar will be Qatari. Bahrain, Bahraini. Kuwaiti, and Yemeni. Okay? Now, moving on to France and the Netherlands, also known as Holland. We use CH at the end, so basically just French and Dutch. Okay? Now, this one, it's the last, so the Philippines right here, so we use O at the end, okay? So either O for male and A for female. Kind of like Spanish, if you guys, I don't know if you guys know Spanish or not, but they use kind of the same system of O and A for male and female. So Filipino, male, and Filipina for female. Okay? Alright guys, so now moving on to Lesson 5, Writing and Grammar of Unit 1. Let's get right into it. So exercise A, read and complete. We have these 4 pictures right here, and we have to complete the spelling. So obviously number 1 is desk, D-E-S-K. 2 is pencils, so P-E-N-C-I-L-S. Here is a lovely teacher, so T-E-A-C-H-E-R. And here we have some students enjoying themselves, so S-T-U-D-E-N-T-S, okay? So, look at the pictures again, tick the correct sentence, okay? So basically what they want us to do, or what the book wants us to do, is find if these words were in plural or singular, okay? So, it is a desk or their desks. So if we go up here, it says desk and not desks, so we tick the singular one, okay? Now, you can always try and pause this video, do it by yourself, and then check the answers. Okay, I hope you were able to do them. Now let me review them. So, it is a pencil, they are pencils. So, obviously, pencils, plural, so tick on they are pencils. He is a teacher, they are teachers. Obviously, one teacher right here teaching his students, so he is a teacher. She is a student, they are students. You can see a group of students here, so they are students. Okay, moving on to now exercise C. Look at the boxes. Number the boxes in each row in order and copy the words to make sentences. Okay, so I Chinese am full stop. A teacher is he full stop. Students full stop are and they. Okay, so basically what they want us to do is, these are scrambled sentences and they want us to put it back to its original form, okay? So just so you know, full stop is always at the end of the sentence, so this will always be, you know, the final number. In this case, it'll be number 4, okay? So full stop is always at number 4, and I, Chinese, am. What you guys need to know is I always goes with am, right? I can never say I is, I can never say I are, and I can never say I Chinese, okay? You always gotta find the verb to be, and I'll explain that in more detail in a second, okay? So I am Chinese, okay? Now, he is a teacher. You get the idea? I can say a teacher is he. He is a teacher. Here's a good part, okay? So now we realize that there is a full stop here. If there was a question mark, I could have said, are they students? Question mark, as in a question. But I know he wants a sentence, so, you know, I can't say a question. So, they are students. And I used are here and not is or am, obviously because they are plural, and are goes for plural, is goes for singular, and am goes with I. Okay? So now let's go back a second to skills check 1, spelling vowels. So what are vowels? We have 5 letters for vowels in English. It's A, E, I, O, U. So sometimes we can guess the vowel letter from the sounds. For example, this E sound in many words. So end, desk, pen. These are all, you know, sometimes you can guess that it's a vowel from just, you know, pronouncing the word. But sometimes we cannot guess the vowel letter, because the English language has a lot of words that have silent letters. So or not silent, it's just pronounced differently. So what is the sound of E in begin? Sometimes you can't even tell that begin has an E in it. Student. Student, you kind of tell that it has an E, but right, on the other hand, it is just fully silent, right? So you can, if someone doesn't know English and you tell him how to spell right, he probably wouldn't know that there's an E at the end. Okay? So now moving on to skills check 2, spelling consonants. We have 21 consonants in English. Basically, consonants are the rest of the letters of the alphabet. All the letters that are not vowels are consonants of some sort, okay? So we can usually guess the consonant from the sound, okay? So B, P, and D. Sometimes two sounds equal one consonant, so books and pencils, okay? So now let's move on to this part right here. So look at table 1, write a word from the box in each space, use capital letters where needed. Okay. So we have here listen, name, nouns, open, read, and test. So actually, you know what? We should skip this part and write two sentences with the same pattern right here. This one's better. So let's look at table 1. We're not really going to skip it. We're going back actually. Okay. So verb plus noun. He obviously wants a verb, so let me just go back a second. Let me explain to you guys what's a verb. So verbs are basically action words, right? Words where you're doing something. So for example, eating, writing, sleeping, fighting. All these are action words, and these are verbs, okay? We also have pronouns, noun replacement like I and you, but let's go to a noun before that. So a noun is a word that refers to a person or a place or a thing. Okay, so for example, Mike, Steve, Jason, Ahmed, all these, names, Jeddah, okay, for example, Riyadh, we have Cairo, all these are nouns, okay? We also have adjectives, describing words, and pronouns, like I said, noun replacement. So, it can get pretty repetitive when you're reading something or writing about something, and you always got to say a person's name. If you want to talk about, let's say, for example, you want to talk about the city, Cairo, right? So you don't say Cairo over and over and over again. Sometimes you got to replace it, right? And the same case goes for names of humans. So for example, I don't want to say the name Jason 20 times in every sentence, right? So the first time I'm going to say Jason is, for example, a good man, and then in the second sentence I'll say he, okay? So he is a pronoun. I'm going to say he is a good person. He is this, he is that, okay? You get the idea. So now let's go to this table right here. So we have verb and noun. Dash your book. So verb, I know verbs are action words. I just said that. So open your book. You see what I did there? Open your book. Write. Now he wants a noun. Write your, for example, we could say paragraph or essay. Or write your story. Okay? Whatever you like. So full dash the sentence. So I could say finish the sentence. Okay? Begin the, I could say begin the sentence again, or I could say begin the race. Okay? Begin the fight. Whatever you like. Okay? So moving on, dash to the CD. I could say verb listen. Listening is an action, so listen to the CD. And final one is underline the, and I could say underline the word. Okay? So now write two sentences with the same pattern. So I could say, if it's just a verb and a noun, I could just say, play your guitar. You could write that down in your book as a sentence, or use your own example if you want. So I would say play your guitar. Okay? One more is eat your food. Okay? Okay, so now moving on to table number 2. Write a verb in each place. Okay, so table 2 is pronoun plus verb plus adjective, and he wants us to use verb to be. Okay, this is going to be interesting because I have something that you guys will enjoy. I told you guys I'd go more into detail, and this is where we're gonna do it. So verb to be. Oops, here we go. Okay, so verb to be. Verb to be is not a free size verb. Okay, so you can't use it anywhere you want. You can't just fit it in anywhere like it's saying right here. Okay, so to be able to use verb to be, you always gotta go and look at the last part of the sentence, right? The third position, as people like to call it. Okay, you're allowed to use verb to be if, and only if, to be more specific, there is one of the following. Okay, so now we have a proper noun, a job, age, number, height, weight, preposition, here, there, adjective, or otherwise you need to use another form of verbs. Okay, you can't use to be with everything out there. It just doesn't fit like that. Okay, so now let's dive deeper. We have be affirmative right here, so sentence pattern. Okay, so we have the subject, the first part of the sentence, and verb, which sometimes can be unknown in our case with the exercise right now, and we have the complement, or a proper noun, or which can be a proper noun, sorry, a job, an age, a height, weight, preposition, here, there, adjective, or number. And depending on the complement, we decide to use am, is, and are. Okay, so for example, the subject is they, right? I know they are plural, so I could use are. Like I said, we use are with plural. And let's say, for example, I want to talk about their I want to talk about, you know, my friends, and they're at, you know, at the mall, for example, right? So I could say they are there. Okay, he is here. Okay, he, because obviously he's singular, is, and he's here right now, here. Okay, so you get the idea. Now let's move on to be negative here. Sentence pattern, obviously the same, subject, verb, but we're gonna add that negative part, not. Okay, so I am, obviously because I always goes with am, not. Let's say, for example, I'm not 17, so I am not 17. I am not here. I am not there. Okay, so there, now you get the idea. Let's go back and finish the, okay, which one was it? Yep, it was this one. So table number 2, pronoun plus verb plus adjective, right? So I, obviously we said I always goes with am, so I am Chinese. You, by the way, this is also a good one. You always goes with are, okay? You might be, you know, thinking, how can you go with are? It goes, you know, uses plural, okay? So you never say in English you is, okay? That's wrong. So you are. You are Spanish. He, singular, is French. She is Turkish. They is plural, so is they are Italian. Okay? So now he said write 2 sentences with the same pattern. Okay, so if I want to talk, let's say, about myself, I could say I am Egyptian. Okay? You are Canadian. Okay? Hope you got the idea. This was pretty simple. Okay, moving on. Exercise G. Look at table 3. Okay, so now he wants us to add in the pronoun plus verb. He got the verb in plus noun. Okay, so are. Are means plural or you. Okay, so the noun is obviously not a plural. That is why I said always go back to the last part of the sentence, so you can check if a noun is plural or not. So a teacher is not plural, so we're automatically going to use you. So you are a teacher. There is a desk. Okay, right? I could use here, there is a desk. Are students. I could use, they are students. Okay, because are is plural. Are chairs. Okay? They, oh, not they, sorry. There are chairs. Okay? Okay, so now moving on to table 4, H here. write the contraction in each space. So instead of always writing I am, you are, he is, she is, sometimes we gotta just put them together, right? It uses less space and it's easier to pronounce. It's much better to say I'm than to say I am, right? When you say I am a lot, it's kind of annoying, right? When you say I am this, I am that, I am, but just saying I'm, you get to the point. Okay, so instead of you are, you're gonna say your. Okay, so your is not in the y-o-u-r. That means it belongs to you. Okay, so the other one here it's just a contraction for you are. Okay, so you put y-w-o and then apostrophe and re. Okay, you get rid of that a and r. Okay, and he is, it's gonna become he's. So h-e apostrophe and s. He's. Same thing with she. She's. S-H-E apostrophe and s. It is becomes its. I-T apostrophe and s. You get rid of that I. They are becomes their. So they, okay, they, same word, apostrophe, and you get rid of that a and it becomes re. Okay, guys? Okay guys, before ending this unit, I wanted to talk to you more about pronouns, and you guys know in a second why I talked to you about nationalities and countries. It's actually because it's right here, the exercise, and it'll help you guys tremendously now that I've showed it to you in a more, in a more fun way, basically. So, but just let's focus on the pronouns right now. So, exercise A, look at each picture and sentence. Choose a pronoun from the box. Copy the pronoun into the correct sentence. So before we do any of that, let's just go to pronouns here. Give it a second. Here it is. Okay, so we have the pronouns here, and here's the subject, which is a pronoun. So basically pronouns are I, he, she, we, they, you, it. Like I told you guys before, it replaces the purpose of a noun, so basically so people don't get bored, right? And you have subject pronoun, which is before the verb or the preposition, and the object, which is me, him, her, us, them, you, it. Okay? So for example, let's say for me to I could say, instead of bring something to me and Jessica, I could say bring it to us. Okay? I hope you get the idea. So this graph is designed to help you master the use of pronouns in terms of where they come in the sentence. Okay? So the subject pronoun always comes before a verb. Subject pronoun, graph. So subject pronouns, like I told you before, I, you, she, he, it, we, they. Okay? They always come before the verb. Okay? Now watch this. This graph, on the other hand, when they come after the sentence. So the object pronoun always comes after a verb or a preposition. So object pronouns are me, you, her, him, it, us, and them. Okay? After verb and preposition, these pronouns come in. Okay? So let's do this, the circle the correct pronoun. It's just quick for fun. We can do this together. If you want to pause the video and do them, that would be, better for you, but I'm going to do them anyway so you can do them with me. So, can you help we/us with these bags? Obviously, it's us, not we. Can you help we? This is the singular, not a singular, sorry. This is the subject pronoun, okay, so we can't use this here. So, we/us usually see they/them at the weekend. So, I can't just talking about myself. I can't say us, right? I have to say we. We as people. We as humans. We as human beings, okay? So we usually see them at the weekend. If I could have said they if it was in the beginning, so they are going to the beach, okay? But I can't say them are going to the beach, okay? How did you teach he/him to read? Obviously, I can't say he in the middle like this, so I'll say him. How did you teach him to read? I/me write to she/her once a month. So I, obviously, because I'm talking about myself and it's a subject pronoun, write to her once a month. I can't say write to she once a month. He slash him loved she slash her very much, but she slash her didn't love he slash him. Okay, so in the beginning I'm gonna talk about someone, so he, okay, not him. He loved her very much, but you see, this is the part when you see but, okay, just know that something's about to happen, usually the opposite of what was just said, okay? So, but, and now we start another sentence, so she didn't love him, okay? So it's basically the opposite. Why did you ask they slash them to come? Question mark. I slash me don't like they slash them. So why did you ask them to come? Okay, because it was in the last part of the sentence. I slash me don't like them. I, because I'm talking about myself and it's in the beginning of the sentence, don't like them. Okay? Number 7. I don't think she understands me. Okay? Please don't wait for us. Now I'm talking about us, but I'm talking about us at the end of the sentence, so I can say us. I can't say please don't wait for us, okay? I could say, if I wanted to change this, sentence with the same meaning, I could say, we'll be there, okay? But don't say please don't wait for we. Number 9, did they slash them tell she slash her the news? So did they tell her the news? Okay? Would you like to come with me? I can't say would you like to come with I because it's not in the beginning of the sentence. Okay? Hope you guys got that in a better way. I tried to change it up. And now let's move on to this number. Actually, no. We didn't even finish the exercise A. So look at each picture and sentence. Choose a pronoun from the box. Copy the pronoun into the correct sentence. Okay? So we have it, he, she, they, and they again, right? So as you can clearly see, like I just showed you guys, it's all in the beginning of the sentence, right? That is why they got he, it, he, she, they only as pronouns right now. So it is a map. They are questions, plural. She's a teacher, because she's a woman. He's a teacher, okay, male. They, because it's a group of people, they are students, okay? So now moving on to exercise B, complete the table. Okay, so now you guys remember when I told you about the countries and nationalities? I bet that was helpful. Try to pause the video and do it by yourself, but I'll do it anyway, so don't worry about it. So now Brazil, nationality, Brazilian. It belongs to the countries that use IAN for nationality. Obviously British, the country is the UK, the United Kingdom. Canada, you guys know this, Canadian, IAN also. Chinese, obviously the country is China. Mexican, the country is Mexico, and I bet you guys didn't know that in Mexico they speak Spanish too. Okay? It was just a good piece of information. Oman, the nationality is Omani, they use I. Portuguese is obviously the country is Portugal. Qatari is Qatar, and the nationality is Qatari. And Sweden, it's actually Swedish. Okay, so these are it's from the countries that use ISAH. Okay, so just a quick read the text here on exercise number 3. C, sorry. Write it again with full stops and capital letters. So basically, what you want to do is at the beginning of every sentence, right? You always it always starts with a capital letter, right? And the name of a thing, a place, a person, they all start with a capital letter. So I will be capital, right? The name of obviously a place, China is a place, so capital. Beijing is also a place, so B capital. His name, I'm not gonna even try and pronounce this. This is okay, but it's in capital, just so you know. Okay, so like he says here, I think he says it here too. So begin names and nationalities with a capital letter. So for example, John Smith, John Smith, but the J and S is capital, okay? Beijing, but with the B capital. Turkish, T capital. Mexico, M capital, okay? So now moving on, number D, read the sentences. Circle the correct word or phrase in each case. Okay, so number 1 is he is a chair. Obviously, a chair is an object, so we can't use he. We use he for male human beings, so it is a chair, okay? They, I can't say is because it's plural, okay? And students here, so they are students. He or it is a teacher. Obviously, a teacher cannot be an object unless, we're in the future and we have robots as teachers, but for now, we use human beings. So, he is a teacher, okay? So, she is a student because is obviously goes with singular. You should always don't even think twice about it. Am English. You can't say I are, never. Okay? So they are books because plural. So I can't say they are book. Number 7. No, I am not. Or I'm int. I can't say int. Okay? So I'm not. Okay? 8. Yes, I am. Okay? I use I'm in the beginning of a sentence. Okay? I can't say yes, I'm. Okay? However, I could say, I'm rich, I'm broke. You get the idea. Number 9 is he are, or he is. Okay, obviously you can never use he with are, so he's Spanish. Open you book, or open your book. Obviously we said your here means something that belongs to you, so open your book. 11. Underline a or the nouns. Underline, obviously we use the because nouns are plural, so underline the nouns, and a, if it was one noun, if it said noun here, we would have used a, but it says noun, so we're going to use the. Number 12, what, who is your name? So I can't say who because we're not talking about a human being here, so what is your name? Okay, hope that was easy enough. Moving on to exercise number E. Complete the card with information about yourself. This should be pretty straightforward, so just write your first name down, family name, nationality, and hometown. So for me, it would be, first name would be Ahmed, family name would be Abdul Jalil, nationality would be Egyptian, and hometown would be Cairo. Okay? So now he wants us to write a little bit about ourselves, and I have something perfect for this actually. Here we go, and just to give you an idea of how to write about yourself, this is Lisa, by the way. I know she looks kind of weird, but I mean, it's cool. Let's talk about this woman, okay? So look at this. These are all ideas that you could use to talk about yourself, okay? So usually when you're talking about yourself, you start by, my name is, and you put your name, where you're from, what's your hometown, are you a student, or what's your job if you have one, what does your father do, what does your mom do, are you married, single, taken, okay? My favorite color, these are all extras, and or if you have any hobbies, okay? So for example, let's talk about me as Ahmed. So my name's Ahmed, I'm Egyptian, I'm from Cairo, okay? I'm a student, obviously. My father is a professor, and my mother is a housewife, okay? I am not married at all, not even 1%. I'm just kidding, by the way. My favorite color is probably black, okay? So my favorite color is black. My favorite sports are, I would say, football and, yeah, swimming. I enjoy swimming. And I'm interested in video games. I enjoy video games. Video games are good. So these were just some ideas. I hope you, after this video, just go write a bit about yourself and read it to someone else, have fun. Right, guys, see you later.